I'm about to show you one of the most coolest sounding chords out there and one of the most happy sounding. When I play this very chord, I just showed you one of the chords in the intro, it always makes me smile and it always sounds so positive. And there's so many songs out there, millions of songs, which have this chord within. And it's called the D major chord. The cool thing about this chord is you can fiddle around with it and play some really fancy sounding stuff without actually doing some really heavy things with your grabbing hand. I must say, it will take you some time at the beginning to get it sound good, but I assure you it's totally worth it. So let's really dig into it after you tuned your guitar. I always say that in those beginner lessons here, and also give yourself some time to get going on the guitar. Spend like 5-10 minutes a day, whatever, for a certain period of time to get used to all this crazy stuff you have to do on the guitar to actually sound good. This chord is the D chord, and it's in songs like Here Comes the Sun, Sweet Home Alabama, in so many songs. We start out with our index finger in the second fret of the G string. If you count from below, 1, 2, 3, third string from the bottom. Middle finger goes into the second fret of the high E string. It's the first string from the bottom. And then the ring finger goes into the third fret of the B string. It's the second string. You count from the bottom. And you should only hit 4 strings: the high E string, the B, the G, and the D string. Try not to hit the low E and the A string, the 2 fat ones here, and try to get those fingers really in position. Try to get as close to the frets as possible. Don't do it there, because this chord is kind of hard, because everything is so narrow, what you have to do there. Try to place your fingers there. I know this can be hard in the beginning, and then try to play the open D string, then the G string, then the B string, and then the E string. And it probably won't sound like this when you did this the first time. It will probably sound like this. Or something like, or, because your fingers can get into each other's way. Try not in the beginning to place your middle finger on the second fret. Just leave the open string and make sure this open string here sounds. Because within this chord, it's always a problem for beginners. I had the same problem, I can assure you that my ring finger blocked the high E string. When this works out, it might sound like this. Lift up the middle finger, put it down again, up again. Now your hand might hurt, or your fingertips. This is also normal. Go back again, take away your fingers from the fretboard, shake your hand, relax it, and then you go back again. Second fret, third fret, second fret. If it didn't work out, no problem, because you would probably build up too much pressure in the beginning, so it's important to make rest. And also a good dry exercise is to get those fingers used to this, is build up pressure without playing anything, releasing it. Building up pressure, releasing it. Be assured that the fingers are as close to the frets as possible, not on the frets. Maybe this will only work out after a couple of days or something like this. Don't hurry, don't be too hard on yourself. So, then you bring in the strumming pattern. Down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up. And then you can change between some chords when this works out, but you will really focus on the D chord for now. So let's do like D, and then we go to A, and G, and D again. Bad Moon Rising. And again. D, 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 A, G, G, D, D. G, 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 G. D, 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 D. A, G, D. If you don't know that song, doesn't really matter. Pretty old song actually. I just wanted to show you how many songs you can play just with 3 chords. I already played that in the beginning also. The chords you learned in this video series I produced, which you find of course in the video description. When you learn those chords, when you have 5 or 6 chords really going and you know how to play them, you know how to change between them, then you can play a million songs. I promise you that. But it will take some time. It will take some weeks and maybe a couple of months until you're capable of doing all those 5 or 6 chords. But then you will be able to play so many great songs.